Before I start talking about source, it's what it is, its origin, where you can find it, where you can buy it. I want you to understand. I explained what it is coming from the beginning, from the original first being, but having clean source, having developed into something totally different. That's Lily and I, and those that are children, those we've released. Uh, source angel, source animal, and source beings, regular, source beings. There's source beings here that can crank you up, our children, even some other parts of Lily, parts of Ara. But it all came from myself and Lily. Uh, their crank ups will be very strong. It's not going to be as strong as what I put out, okay, or Deanna put out. Well, Deanna's really strong, but she's not pure Lily. There's a few other individuals that are pure Lily. Deanna's kind of a freak. Uh, anyway, uh, the all the stones. This is some snow leopard star essonite. Star essonite. All the stones get cranked up by myself and Deanna. Deanna's one of my kids, but she's different. It's just how it happened, and she's been cranked up like a son of a bitch from being stuck living around her old man so long. Grandpa. Uh, but the products sold at the spiritualfoundation.com, all those stones and stuff, they're all imbued with my energy. I go in and crank it up, and then she cranks it up too. She's 99.3 or something percent female spirit, very little of my spirit in there, but 40% of her energy came from me. I don't know, that's just how it happened to happen. And her spirit mate's out of body waiting for her. Anyway, the products we have, all these stones over here, but everything, I crank it up, it's imbued with my source energy. Now, this body's extremely weak. With little bits in here is kept to a bare minimum. We're trying to get this body to die. And what the reason why it's taken me so long to die, in spite of my lung disease, heart disease, cancer, I mean, it goes on and on. Okay? It's a damn, I shouldn't say damn source energy. It's about to become so important to everyone. But that's why it's so hard for me to die. This body, the material, it's imbued with source energy. It's like it's got its own magnet. So the source field part of me, and Michael, he's known as Archangel Michael. He just likes to be called Michael. And another part of me, my spirit, that is most all of me, is almost every bit of me is floating around in the field right now. In the field, awakened this part of me and pulled it out. And that's what came into me. It first came to me as like Al, but it's made of silver energy, flipped out of unicorns. Um, Very fast, very aggressive, very protective, very slippery. And then also what's known as angel energy. When I see it, it's like soft, puffy clouds, but it's energy. It's not as thick as anything physical, yet as energy, it's incredibly thick, very powerful. It has the ability to create and release physical objects. That doesn't mean I'm doing that. I'm not. Nothing in a body physical body can do that. But angels, what we call angels, they're original first being servants, but there's always been, for the longest time, the other source angels. Uh, they just they can create a body and a car, a body and a truck, or body, and then poof, they're there. And then they'll talk to you, and then poof, they're gone. I was at Starbucks with a couple of friends and walked outside, and this girl came up to me. She was sitting down. It was cold as hell, and she was wearing next to nothing. I don't mean a bathing suit, but I mean she wasn't dressed for the cold. And she came by. She got up, and she knew I was there, and I could feel her. And then she came up to me and walked by, and she looked at me, and she said, "Father, you just don't understand. You're sick right now." And then she turned right around. My two friends were watching. She turned right around and walked right into the wall of the Starbucks. Brick wall. Walked right into it, gone. And they're like, Jay? Anyway, the field part of me had wanted me to make this video. It's helping me to finally drop this body dead with a hemorrhage and aneurysm situation in my heart and lungs. And so here's the video. He wanted me to tell you more about source, because all you know is the crap you hear on the internet. You can consider this crap. I don't care. I love you anyway. This shit's not about me. It's about you. I'm the only one that has all the information, so I have to say I a lot. Good speakers never use the word I don't give a shit. I'm not a good speaker. I'm here to inform you. And then as soon as I get out of the body, you'll see. I'm not destroying the planet, but there's going to be destruction here like you've never seen. People going to start, I'm going to light them on fire. The ones that are real assholes, I'm picking them off the ground, and they're just going to start burning from the inside out. It's transmutation. It's simple. Just can't be in a body when you're doing it. Anyway, and all this energy, back when, I was strong, now it's all been removed but the teeniest little piece, because I got to get out of here. That's why this other part of me with the silver energy and the angel type energy, the fluffy stuff, that's why it's in here. That part of it connects with, it bonds with the original piece of me that's left, which is like a little flattened wet thread. And then so I can talk to you. It's all part of me. But then as soon as the body's ready, then it's just going to leave and take the rest of my energy with it. The source energy is that powerful. And if you want some, you can relax and access the field. But if you get any of the products that have been cranked up by source energy, it's going to crank you up, make you stronger, stronger, stronger. The only other way to get it is to get cranked up. I said my energy is really strong. These spheres that Deanna has, tons of them, they're all cranked up by me and her. The female source spirit has qualities, especially healing, that the males don't have as much of. And she's from Lily and I. So that's the only, and there's other people here that are the children of Lily and I that cranking people up and everything, and you'll find out who they are. And when I get out of here, I'm going to make them a lot stronger so they can do even more. But right now, the only way to get a hold of some source energy is to buy the products from the spiritual foundation. The stones mostly, especially the star essonite, and the spheres are powerful as shit. The stronger spheres, if you put them in the house, there's so much of me in the field now, because the field goes through everything. It's going through all these spheres and stuff. It's going through all the individual stones. Some of these spheres reach out now a radius of 100 feet. If you have negative people living around you and you live in an apartment and you have a sphere, one of these strong spheres, it's going to frack them up. I dislike abusers very much. I delete them for breakfast. If they're out of body, I can't do much with those in body. Can't do much of anything anymore, but that's okay because I'm just about free. Anyway, that's why the stone products at the Spiritual Foundation cost more than they do at other places. Because they're cranked up hard with my energy, but also Deanna's. You've never felt power from a stone unless you feel a piece of star essonite. And then as strong as star essonite is, if you feel a piece that comes from the Spiritual Foundation that's got Deanna and me in it, our energy that is, not spirit, just the energy, blow your mind. Anyway, headache. Alright, I'm ending this and let's get to the video. It's going to be made in fragments. It's 7:30 a.m. January 18th, 2024. This video is going to take a while for me to make today. I have to do a small section and then some other stuff and then another small section and damn heart. And then put them together. Which, even though I've made over 1,200 videos and posted them, the earliest ones from my first channel, you can only find a few of them that people were kind enough to download. And I'm so close to out of here. The field that's everywhere is part of me. There's a conduit that extends from me out of the body and is the field that goes everywhere. They call it the source field. It's the source field. Another part of my energy that was dormant, that was waken up by the field, through the field. And the individual, the only archangel left, and he doesn't really like archangel, he just likes to be called Michael. The three of them are helping me finish getting out of this body. The field part of me, it is the source field. It wanted me to make this video in spite, almost there, folks, in spite of the fact that I really don't want to be making videos. Let me fix this framing a little bit. You get a 3 or 4 year old from time to time that knows more about computers and stuff than I do. But I do what I can. Anyway, The field reminded me that all these videos I've made, I've only made a couple that were about the source field, and I didn't put a whole lot into them. And through that part of myself, I realized I need to give you this information. Excuse me. Coffee and biscuit. I don't know who it was that first started using the word source, but the word source is relative to the thought process we know as origin, where something comes from. The source of a river is the underwater springs and melting snow in the mountains, etc., etc. The very first part of source, the origin of spirit, its source, is from the original first being. And that way, each and every one of us are a family. I'm not just talking about people, plants, stars, and energy. Spirit everywhere. We're all family. The original first being was 27.5% lower frequencies. You don't find that half anywhere. It's always 7, 17, 27, 37, all the way up to 97. But with them, that's the way it is. Don't ask me. That's just how it is. No one ever meant anything to the original first being. But it is the origin of source where we all come from. It was the first being, it was lonely as hell, and it literally started to go nuts. And with that much lower frequencies in it, it already had issues. Now, before going any further, what we have around now is clean source. There's very little negative source out there anymore. So this body, I've killed most of it. Now this sounds, oh, this guy's this, all the crap you hear on the internet. Look, it is what it is. You don't like this, turn off the video. Go watch the Kardashians' butts, or, all the bullshit they have on the internet about not Chechnya, whatever, and Russia, China. But for those that are interested, there's some good information for you here. Those of you that have been following me a long time, some of it's repeat like what I've said so far, but try to understand that there's others that don't know, and there's a whole lot more that are going to come here as soon as I finally do separate from this body and start destroying all this other stuff, making all these changes. And when I say destroy other stuff, I'm talking about abusers. Most all the people in China are 27% lower frequencies and more, just like imps in the realm of Fae. Most of them, not all of them, most of them are 27% lower frequencies and more. They're smaller individuals. It was a good place to put the more negative spirit being. There's well over 8 trillion planets that have over, a couple billion lives or more on them. There's 4 planets that are really nasty. I've been saying this for years. Well, the planet, each, which one's the nastiest? Well, in what regard? You have to break everything down. It's like a mathematical equation. the planet, the singular planet that has more abusive, beings on it is the Earth. That's why all this is happening here. Now, we got away from source, but we're going back there. Um, as I stop the video, do some stuff, and come back, the frame will tilt, or the, location, whatever. I'll blend it together, but I'm going to have to go in a little bit. I have responsibilities here, the animals. Anyway. These lungs are so shot. I've got a hemorrhage right here inside the brain and making it bigger and bigger. Anyway, so in the beginning they made me to serve and protect, to serve them, to protect them, and also protect everything they create. And when the first being is what you've called God, because it made you. The original first being angels, which were servants. Some of them really cool, but when they were servants, they did what they were told. If they were told to save you, they show you this beautiful, fluffy, puffy body, and they come save you. If they were, and they were angels. If they were told, these servants were told it's time to kill you, they come to you like a demon. Still the same being. They never had a life. They never developed feelings. They were doing what they were told, and they were admonished when they didn't. Your God and your devil, same person. Same original first being halves. When the original first being realized it was alone and was going nuts, after freaking out for so long and developing all kinds of problems, it finally split itself into two slightly different parts. Not exactly similar holographic pieces. I mean, they're not the same. They're slightly different. So that way they would have someone to talk to that's not quite the same as themselves. Creation of male and female. Anyway, they started going sick, never cared about anyone, and then they put everyone in physical bodies. Excuse me. I'm getting work done while we're doing this. It's the field part of me, Michael, and this new part that came into me recently. It's part of me that was in the field that was floating around the field, that the field kind of woke up, and if you look at its energy, it's silver, which is very protective, and it's slippery. It's extremely fast, it's slippery, and extremely protective. And then the other part of it is when I look at it, people that have what we call angel energy in them, it's like fluffy, puffy white clouds, but it's energy. It's thicker than clouds, but yet in reality, it's energy. It's thinner than any moisture could ever be. But as angels can pop, make a body, and then pop, leave a body. They can create a body inside a semi with a huge trailer on it, and then poof, release it. So for me to get out of this body, that's what had to go back into the body. and a teeny little thread of me, original me put in this body that's left, it's just blending with it. But still, this body has to be destroyed before I can get out. You want to know about the power of source, clean source? I've shown you that what I am. I don't know how to go about saying this. I'm different. No better than nothing else. No better than a stick in mud. We're all different. We're all like shards of energy that came from one original, chunk of whatever energy. Uh, all right. And the source is a complete chunk of that energy. And essence is one of the different basic frequency fields that are in that energy. And then souls are parts of the different individual frequencies that come from the individual fields of essence. It's in book one of the creation series. I wrote 3 books on that, and then a book on Jared's Runes of Awakening. I'm J-Essex, Aris, the spirit inside me, so J-Ara-Essex, it's actually a legal name. Documents all kinds of stuff. Anyway, if you get book 1 and you read it, you can understand it. It's on Amazon.com. Creation, Its Beginning and Your Origin is the name of the book. But if you search J. Essex Creation or J. Essex Books Creation, you'll see the 3 books with the 4th book in there too about runes. At the website, thespiritualfoundation.com, we have all kinds of information there about numerology and everything else. The 3rd book, it's an orange colored book. It's almost like an encyclopedia. It talks about everything, stuff going on with ETs and everything. The chronological order of things is fine, but the date of it starting, that's way off because I'm still stuck in this body. Not much longer. And that's when all the excitement begins. But anyway, Lily's had over 8.9 trillion lives. I've had over 10.846 trillion lives. We were created at the same time. We're huge. We're clean, original source energy. We were removed from the original first being halves. They split themselves in half before they did anything. We were removed, and then we condensed, and that was Lilith and our Malius, and then the focal points, the strongest part of these 2 huge parts of source, clean source, spirit, and energy were taken out, and that's Lily and I. When we were made, the clean source energy, we were made with more love and more fortitude than the other source that was out there. The other clean source that was out there, because they were going to make me to protect them. They knew they were created in that first dimension, and they knew that there was more energy. It was still happening. Eventually, there'd be more. So they wanted something real strong that would, not just protect them, but one of the things they wanted was for me, when something comes out of the first dimension as a complete individual, they wanted me to go beat it up and make it do whatever they said. And of course, not only did that not happen, they're dead now. But that was me through this body. But what I am is the main part that comes out of Ara. Is the part that comes out of Ara to go have lives. I separate, come out, have lives, gain power. My power mutates, changes, gets stronger. And in the meantime, and Lily does the same with a little piece of her, but all she ever does anymore for the last almost trillion lives is just let a very small piece of her come out, and sometimes not even that. And now there's other beings here, really awesome, wonderful people that have Lily inside her, but I'm talking about the main body of Lily. And right before I go into a body, I build a dimension, which is, for me, it's nothing. It's a simple thought. I put her in there, put her to sleep. If she wants to take a teeny piece and put it out, fine. And then I take myself, relax, and I take this part of me that's talking to you right now, basically, take it and separate it, and then put myself to sleep. And then that part of me comes out. And I say me, that part of Ara comes out. And that's what's talking with you. I know it's confusing and sounds like shit. It is what it is. This isn't about me. I have to say I all the time because I have to explain to you what the hell's going on because you can't see it yet. Lily and I had released a bunch of our energy to create source angels, source animal, and other parts of source. And a lot of them are out in lives, having in bodies, having lives, and here now. Once I went to them and cranked them up, they can crank you up. Is it the same as my crank ups were? No, it can't be. You're going to get more power from a car battery than you are a AAA battery, okay? And I'm not saying anything negative about all these other people cranking up. They're strong. With me having cranked them up and putting more of my source into their bodies, and they already came from Lily and I anyway, they're strong as shit. They're strong as shit. They can crank the hell out of you. That when everyone's in a certain... Fuck, hurry up and die. In a certain amount of years, it's all over. No more physical bodies. They're abusive. But until that point, as soon as I'm out of this body, I'm taking all the animals home, except for a few pets that are able to be taken care of, and taking all of them home so they don't have to fight and flight and, eat each other and everything, or us eat them. This physical world's full of abuse, and it's all but over. Okay? Once everyone's out of body, I'm cranking everyone up equally. So if you have the money to buy a sphere, crank the hell out of yourself for this last life you'll ever have, do it. Enjoy your last life more than you ever could any other way. It's something to keep forever. Y'all are eternal beings. Eternal. The only thing that can change that is me. And as long as you don't, myself, Ara, and if as long as you're not hurting anyone, you're protected, not attacked. It's just no more of this abuse shit, attacking and hurting others, controlling them. No, it's not allowed. If you can be refigured, fine. Be happy to do that. Lily does most of that, but if not, see you. And you won't even get to see you. It's just boom. Excuse me. Who is this arrogant klutz telling us all this shit? Ara. Ara is this huge, huge being from all these lives, over 10.846 trillion lives of being beaten up and abused harder than anything else. And when you have a hard life, when you come out of the body, instead of just going poof like this, you go boom. So I got real big, real strong. But if you go if you think of Ara as like a computer, as like a huge computer, and you go in and you take the most important little chip, whatever that's inside the computer, part of the brain, the processing, if you take the teeny chip out and then you remove it and let it have lives and then you put it back in once it's been updated, that's what I am. And the teeny piece that is me is huge, was huge, but after getting rid of the original first being male and female, finally finishing that May 23rd, 2013. After doing that, the original first being male half was a field, and it had to be replaced. So in June, I found out and wound up doing it. I reached into myself and released a third of my energy, which is the most anybody can release and still maintain their structure, their self. You're not able to release more than a third of your own energy. Then I had to replace the field. It's in videos and stuff. I'll be back in a little bit. And we're back. So anyway, as I was saying earlier, book 1 of the creation series I wrote for you to try to help you understand the best I could who you are, where you come from and everything. Book 1 has that information in it. And understand source is very powerful, but source is no better than an essence or a soul by any means. Some of the most wonderful, precious, beautiful, awesome beings I know are soul. Almost everything's soul. Source is where we come from. It's not where we end up, although all of you are going to end up having source spirit energy. Source energy, not spirit, inside you to change who you are. Make you stronger and able to do more as energy, as spirit, sentient energy throughout eternity. The rest of your lives, which is forever. As long as you don't go trying to abuse stuff and get stuck on stupid, you're going to live forever. We're not bodies, we're in them. Locked up, Chains and solid metal cages. So anyway, the source is the field. The source field is when source is taken and fields made, a field of energy is made from it that goes through everything everywhere. When when they let off the atomic bombs and all that other stuff, when they do all that stuff, the field's right there in the middle of it, doesn't phase it. The source field goes through all dimensions and everything. It's just everywhere. My head's really messed up. Feel like someone put a pickaxe in my head and it's heating up. Anyway, that's what source is. The source field, when you go to see things, when you go to use your metaphysical abilities, the field has to be there because it's what takes you and your spirit and helps move you along. It's like a surfer in the middle of a lake waiting for a wave. Unless a boat goes by, there's nothing. But if a surfer's in the ocean where there's huge waves, he's going to ride a wave. Well, that's a very simple analogy, but that's how it is. The field feels you, sees you, understands, knows. It's in your brain everywhere. I'm everywhere, people. How do you think I've always known everything I have? I know you know, I don't mean to sound like I'm talking down to you. I'm not. I'm just so frustrated. So many people, they don't understand. Remember the original first being servants and the first beings and everyone else, they go inside um, the top of the crown, middle crown, lower crown, and into the hypothalamus gland, and they tell you you're a door. You say I'm a door. I mean, you know, that's how the brain works. Just before starting this part of the video, I had to come upstairs, and I'm so shot the last couple of days I actually had to crawl up. I'm so close. I'm over 350 pounds now. I don't care if I have to get to 800 to leave. I got to get the hell out of here, but I'm getting there now. This situation has never happened before. When I was Gandhi, I got shot with 4 bullets, 3 out of a handgun and 1 out of a long rifle. Couldn't kill me. I went on a super long fast that should have killed me twice, and each time I did, my internal organs were dying, but they just wouldn't damn die. This body's finally about dead. That's why it's taken me so long to get out of here. 2020, everything was supposed to be all changed, and here we are, 2024, and I'm still fighting to get out. That's the only thing that's wrong with the books that I've written, like the last book, the date that I had. Everything's still going to happen almost exactly the same, but okay, so anyway, the source spirit, that's what it does. What's his face? I, David Wilcox, solar plexus. He doesn't feel much like stone energy and stuff, but he takes something and just runs with it. Tries to use his conscious brain to turn it into something it's not. bothers me. He messed with, uh, I forgot the guy's name. He's real strong heart energy and pineal. He brought into the fold after a while. Um, anyway, a guy that used to be with the space program, but all this stuff they talk about is, especially David, is nuts. Um, he has DNA from the Edgar Casey family, but his last life was not Edgar Casey. Edgar Casey's in a female body that was in Chicago. Moved now. Wow. I'm so tired of being so close to being out of here. It's like the finish line of a marathon is about 20 foot away, and it's like you're moving through water. Really thick water, maybe jello. Anyway, Edgar Casey, my head. Edgar Casey's cool. Anyway, and David Wilcox, I love the guy. It's just, when you get all this bad information, and especially when someone makes it up to glorify themselves, it pisses me off. Anyway, David Wilcox said that they were measuring the amount of photons, which is a measurement of light energy, that was in a room. And then when the remote viewer went to go look at something, all of a sudden the photons increased in the room. So he said what happened was the seer built a vortex going into where he was looking, and some of those light particles were pulled in over here into the room. Whoa. Am I cool and smart or what? Bullshit. The remote viewer was using his abilities to come out through the scanner and the pineal, mostly the scanner. Here's the pineal. Well, the pineal goes from here down to the larynx. Anyway, he just made up shit. That pisses me off. Hence the extra energy I have right now. Anyway, what happened is when the gentleman, the remote viewer, was going to look to see what was going on over there, the field felt his desire to go look. So the field builds up the wave, and the surfer goes right there. There was more photons in the room because it was the field condensing its energy right there to help the gentleman do it. I love the guy, but he pisses me off. Anyway, it's no one's fault for not knowing. I'm the freak, okay? I'm the strongest thing there ever has been and ever will be. So what? But I tell you something, it's because I know. Why do you think you never heard about any of this stuff before? The only thing that there was that was strong enough to bring it here is me. And when I killed the original first being halves, it was just this teeny piece of me that was in this body after I'd separated a third of my own energy to create the field. Well, I mean, that was after killing him. But then after that, I separated a third of my energy to create the field. And then later on, I took another third of my energy to create Leo. And in spite of all that crap, I'm huge. And all the people I've cranked up, I put my energy into them. But it doesn't, I did put my energy in all of them. But now I'm about to get out of here. How many times have I said that, huh? I'm coming. Your day's coming. For the assholes, it's the end of their existence. For the abusers and controllers. But the rest of you, the non-abusive and especially the compassionate, what do you see what Lily and I give you? That's all we want to do. Take care of you. Like a loving older brother and sister should. That's all. I don't matter, I just am. So I gotta tell people I'm like Stone Mountain here in Georgia. I'm huge and you can't fuck me up, but man, I don't matter, I'm just here. It's my job. And I'm finally gonna be free, go back into the huge body that I belong to, that I'm part of, that is me. Update it, the energy and everything else, and then here we go. And of course, the same with Lily, the piece of Lily with me out of body. I'm taking it with me, putting it in. And so, source, if you relax and just let things go, like I've tried to talk before about meditation, people, I'm not that great a teacher. I have information, I have power. That's what I am. There's other people here who are going to help you with things a lot better than what I can, especially for teaching. But don't get me wrong, it's not that I haven't ever been good doing it. It's just not my forte. I always wanted to, and anyway, I might as well tell you, get it out of my head, and the field's kind of pushing me. You know those shows where people go looking and there's ghosts hanging around and stuff? A ghost is you or any other person that's out of body. Most of them are 27% on more lower frequencies, not all of them. And they're not allowed in the group of beings that 17% are cleaner, the other side of the high frequencies, and that's located around the earth. And then those that are 27% lower frequencies and aggressive and more, they're located, their home, they're located around the moon, called Miranda. That's the first moon off of the surface of Uranus. But a lot of the 27 percenters and 37 percenters, anyone can come around here. But a lot of the 27 percenters especially, they don't want to go be with the others. So they hang around. Some of them used to bother people real bad, and I've known a lot of people, and they say, Jay, I went to do a cleansing, and I said all the right words, and holy water, and Mother God, and and God, and angels, and they were gone. They came back. I said, how long have you been talking with me? That stuff's bullshit. If your God and your devil is the same original first being, male and female, then how the hell are you going to do anything? You have to kill it. So I get pissed. I go in there and I kill it. Some people that were strong could see. They'd watch me do that, and I'd never hear from them again. They'd get harassed by spirit, and I go kill it, and they watch it. Just poof. Kind of like a little flare of energy, and then poof. they're gone. And then they freak out. You almost always freak out. He's evil. No. Shit that's fucking with people, I kill it. It's my job. I'm there. I serve and protect. I try like hell never to use my name. I mean, to speak about myself and say what I do, but everybody kept asking me, how do you know? So I had to tell them. I was told that's just how it is, and whatever, I don't care. Because I don't hold on to it doesn't mean anything to me, then it doesn't matter. Anyway, the source is where you came from. It's the source of all life in this universe, etc., etc. For the, basically. However, source is the origin of all the spirit having lives, but it's not about source. It's about everyone, and a big everyone is you. You can't appreciate yourselves yet, but you're gonna. When I get out of here, I'm waking up my big body, and I'm fracking huge. And Lily's the only thing stronger than Lily is me. She's just sleeping, and she works through me because I become the field, but like a field like you've never seen before. I mean, original first being couldn't even destroy energy. It was a wuss. This teeny piece of me that got put in this body just deleted the hell out of them. It took a couple times. And I wasn't even fully awake yet. And I just kept getting stronger. Anyway, enough of this crap. That's what Source is. It's our home. It's where we all originated. It's our origin. But now we are we. And I'm going to change this creation and deleting the crap, and it's going to be clean and wonderful, and you're going to have happier lives than you could ever possibly ever could, and your new lives that you have once we're all out of here are going to be in energy bodies, and you can make it solid, but you can't hold it long. When you make a solid body, you don't have a nervous system or blood or anything. You're just material, like angels. Angel makes a body, you shoot it, then nothing's going to come out, no blood or nothing. I'm not saying go and shoot angels, Gotta watch what I say anyway. That's what Source is. It's no better than you. You're part of it. Don't ever pray to anything. Someone does something to help you, say thanks. Say thanks, I appreciate it. When you praise something, you're saying it's better than you, and nothing is better than you. Nothing is any better than anything else, period. Starts with me and ends with me. We're all family. I'm just your oldest brother. Lily's your oldest sister. All we want to do is take care of you, and I'm a huge son of a bitch. I exist to take care of everyone and everything the best I can without interfering in their lives, just keeping one from abusing another and making things as good for you as I can, which I can, and I'll keep making it better. I'll keep improving. And Lily's the love that flow everywhere. And if you don't like the people that don't like it and they're not abusive, already have a dimension built for them. There's already people in it. All right, folks. Look, I love you. Lily loves you. That might not mean anything, but it's who we are. It's who we are. And we are your oldest brother and sister. We were here first. We're the strongest. And what matters to us is all of you. Being allowed to explore your pure self spirit, energy in your lives while the few years that are left while you're in a physical body. And for you to be happy and to grow into to grow and evolve into slightly bigger and more developed parts of yourself, not to be abused, to create abuse frequencies and mess yourself up. I'm fixing this and it'll never go back. It'll never change. Nothing can stop me. The biggest thing out there, it's like dropping a piece of sand on my foot. I mean, other than myself, there's nothing. I'm the freak. Like the FBI call me the freak. It's funny. FBI, NSA, CIA, between a third to two-thirds of, about two-thirds, generally speaking, of all those agencies are trash. You're going to watch them burn. It's going to be a whole lot of spontaneous ignition going on as soon as shortly after I'm out of here. I say as soon as I'm out, but, how do you measure time? All right. I apologize for all the suffering that everyone's going through, especially the animals. I've done everything I can to get out of here. Those of you that know me know that's a fact. And this body's almost finally dead. And don't ever call me. Don't try to reach me. I send messages to a couple of people like a check mark, and that's it. If I have to throw some information one way to somebody, I do, but it's only a few people. I need to be left alone and not involved in conscious physical activity like this. But the field part of me wanted me to explain it. You're part of Source. You don't have to be complete Source. You're part of Source. It's your origin, that's all. And the Source energy that's left is clean. Just a couple teeny little pieces out there. I'll take care of that when I get out of here. Some of them want to be made clean. This was all done by the original first being, no one else. They created this mess. I'm just fixing it. This is, no one deserves to go through what you have all these lives. And it'll never happen again. It's time for compassion. Instead of compassion to people being beat up, you're going to just be given the ball and run with it. Be put in a new car to go flying around, have a good time. Float through wherever you want to go and just spread your love, what you were made to do in the beginning. For people to appreciate each other, not try to attack each other and put each other down. Like I said, the Earth is the worst. Over 8 trillion planets, the Earth has more abusive individuals on it than any other planet. That's why the ET hybrids and ETs that have been here for a long time are very close buddies. That's why they don't live like we do, because we've got most of the crap on this planet. And that's why I'm going to blow past 40% of this population before you know it, and you'll see. And it seems like the end of the world or something. No, it's the beginning of your new lives. All right, folks. I hope to see you real soon. It's myself. And Lily, She works through my energy, through the field part of me. She's my better half. And in the meantime, all I can do is tell you, if you go to spiritualfoundation.com, and if you have the money, you can buy some things that'll really help. Some of it's not that expensive. I mean, it's not thousands of dollars like, you know, some insane shit, but it's not as cheap as buying it from a store because it has our energy in it. And once I'm free of this body, the field becomes huge. And then when I jump into the rest of my body and then bring it over here, on the hard drive, that little teeny chip, I go into the big, huge thing, then the field gets even bigger. And all the energy that our Aurelius had taken from me through all my 10.846 trillion lives is sitting there, cleaned and waiting. So after I put myself together again, then I go into that, and I just, it's like a coat. You put on the coat and warm it up, and I turn it into the energy I have now. So don't expect to be telekinetic, because you're not. All that stuff is a farce. You have to use equipment to move things telekinetically, whether it's ET or ET equipment or magnets and such. But the telepathy and everything else, it's all, wait till you see what you can do. The products at the spiritualfoundation.com are all very powerful and cranked up. And those spheres especially, they pull the starselenite. It pulls your spirit in through the filter, then into the crowns, into your brain, into your body. And then when you let go, get away from the starselenite, then making you cranking you up strong and everything. You feel the power of the stone go away, but that field is a one-way thing. It's like an umbrella. Once you go in there, when you go to come out, you can't, because the field stops it. This energy field that everyone has, like a huge umbrella way over the head. So it makes you more powerful, it makes you more you. And then it awakens you. And these spheres are nuts. That's why I made them. People pay $10,000-$15,000 for all kinds of crazy shit. It's $30 for a box that doesn't do anything but sit there and look like, ooh. I felt something. I probably felt some stone in there. I'll be free soon. Until then, the spiritualfoundation.com has got every possible thing you could have right now to get out of here. And there will be other people cranking you up. They can do it now, but when I get out of here, it'll be even stronger. Folks, we love you. I'll see you as soon as I can. As soon as I'm out of here, you'll know.